Yesterday,
Yes.
Senator Schumer and I held a hearing on SB 1070, the controversial Arizona law, and I talked about 7 Arizona residents who would qualify for the DREAM Act, but also would be the targets of the Arizona law. It's beyond reasonable suspicion that they're undocumented. They've stated it publicly. All of them are either attending college or graduates of Arizona State University with degrees in engineering, as an example. You were asked by a bipartisan group of senators to suspend deportations of DREAM Act students. And in response, you and the president have established a new deportation policy. And under this policy, as I understand it, it's a high priority to deport those who've committed serious crimes or are a threat to the public, while it is a low priority to deport individuals who've been in the United States since childhood, like those who are eligible for the DREAM Act. Last night, we received updated statistics I requested on the review of deportations that DHS is conducting under your policy. There are currently more than 300,000 pending deportation cases. Of these, ICE has reviewed 219,554. Approximately 16,544 cases, 7.5%, have been identified as eligible for administrative closure. Of these cases, 2,722, or 1.2%, have actually been closed. Please explain the difference between the 7.5% of deportation cases eligibly be closed and the 1.2% of cases actually closed. When do you expect the percentage of cases being closed to rise, or do you expect it to rise as the review progresses? And when do you expect the review to be complete?
Right. I think the difference is primarily attributable to time. You know, we have been doing this case-by-case review. We just started the pilots right after Christmas, and we've moved now to go, across the country since then. So that's part of it, and part of it is that as we offer administrative closure, oftentimes the recipient of the offer will ask for time to think about it. So I think that will catch up, and I think we will be closed with the case review by the end of the calendar year, and then we'll see what the numbers show.
You and I had another conversation about work authorization. And this is, to me, is a very basic issue which we should discuss in this hearing. Historically, as by interpretation of the department and under previous President George W. Bush, in cases where there was deferred action, these individuals were allowed to work, given a work authorization. Now, under the new policy, these individuals are offered administrative closure. And your department has taken the position that individuals whose cases are administratively closed cannot apply for work authorization. It creates a real problem. You're saying to qualified individuals they will not be deported, but they can't work to support themselves or their families. Many are going to end up in the underground economy, which puts them at risk of exploitation and undercuts the labor market. Only a few thousand people have had their deportations halted so far, so I can't imagine this will have any significant impact on employment in America. I ask you then why we're not at least making certain that if we have deferred action or administrative closure, that a person is allowed to work.
Well, first, just to make sure we have a common understanding of the record, we have continued deferred actions and do that before cases get into the administrative system. The administrative closure are cases that are already on the docket and most of which are on the non-detained docket, but a certain number are on the detained docket. And those are the ones we're going through in addition to evaluating new cases as they come in to see that they meet the priorities that we have set. So with respect to the work authorization, we are going back now in light of your concerns and in light of the fact that we now have some numbers to look at as opposed to when we started this whole process to see if we should make some adjustments. So I'd be willing to keep you apprised of our efforts in that regard. But I think I thought about your concerns after we spoke, and I thought they were serious concerns, and we are exploring how best to address them.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. You and I both know that the President is committed to the DREAM Act. He was a co-sponsor when he served in the United States Senate, and he has made some important decisions to help these DREAM Act students. So I hope that we can find a way to go further when it comes to giving them an opportunity to work.